do the impossible with nothing. And so rituals help us remember. They also help us recalibrate. Because living on the real estate with our oppressors, we begin to take on some of their ways. They seep in as a part of the atmosphere, as a part of the very air that we breathe. And we don't realize it, but we begin to sink in ways that they would think. It's called an alien ideology that we begin to take on. And it's in all of us, so rituals help us recalibrate back to who we are and whose we are. And then finally, rituals allow us to reach and reclaim. Reclaim that which is in our DNA. Creativity and building is in our DNA. I was listening to a professor earlier today who was pointing out that from 1890 to 1925, over 90 historically black colleges were created by our people. And that doesn't count the medical schools that we started. In fact, because slave owners didn't care about educating their own, when our people created these institutions, poor whites were able then to press their politicians to begin to invest in public education because white slave owners didn't care about black or white. This is a legacy that we have of building, and when we build, the whole earth, the whole world, people all over this nation, all over this world are impacted by African ingenuity and creativity. And so this ritual that we're about to perform called libation, African people on the continent from north to the south, east to the west, believe that there are always three categories of persons with us at all times. The first category of persons that are with us at all times are those you can see right now with the naked eye. The second category of persons that are with us at all times are those who reside in the loins of those that we see with the naked eye. They are those who are waiting to be born. And then the third category of those that are with us at all times are our ancestors, those who have slipped beyond the veil of time and they now traffic in eternity. In fact, for Christian folk, you see it in the scriptures and don't recognize it. In fact, we just celebrated Christian folk Christmas on yesterday. That's an African religion that was exported to Europe, just like Islam and just like Judaism. Dr. Ben has a book on that, the African origins of the three major religions. And in the scriptures, it shows that Jesus went on the Mount of Transfiguration. And when he got there, Moses, who had been dead 1,000 years, showed up. Elijah, who had been dead 500 years, showed up and began to talk with Jesus. It shows us our ancestors. That's an African way of seeing that our ancestors are with us at all times. The book in the scriptures called Hebrews, it talks about the great cloud of witnesses that are with us and cheering us on. This is an African way of seeing life. And so we celebrate our ancestors, those who have passed on. We celebrate that they have laid a foundation. We celebrate that they have sacrificed much. We celebrate that they kept on the battlefield so that we might be able to move on a little further and then hand off the baton to the generations that are coming behind us. And so in just this 1 year, I was just looking at those who have ascended to the ancestors' realm. It's so many. Reverend Calvin Butts, Tom Bell recently, James Ntume, Bernard Shaw, Jesse Powell, Franco Harris, Irene Cara, Bob Lanier, Bill Russell, Michelle Nichols, Lamont Dozier, David Arnold, and so many more, Sidney Poitier. So many have passed on and ascended to the ancestors' realm. And so what we do is we call names and then we pour some water. Water represents life. We generally pour it, don't turn your head. We generally pour it in a live plant.
We go outside.
We ain't going outside, we're African, it's too cold out there. We're not used to that. We generally pour it in a live plant because water represents life, and you pour it in a live plant and you see how that plant comes to life. And so I'm going to allow us to open up. You can begin to call some more names we'll say Ashe. Ashe, incidentally, it means the same thing as amen. It means, and so it is, and so it shall be. And so you can begin to call some names.
Ya Asantewa.
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Malcolm X.
Ashe.
Steve Perry.
Ashe. Ashe.
Adela Figures.
Ashe. Ashe.
Take off.
Ashe.
Toby Lewis.
Ashe.
Better hustle, don't
And Ashe. Come on, put your hands together.